जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Bhattacharjya Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो.
Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. The semi-final going on in Chennai. Hyderabad put into bat by Sanju Samson. And this famed batting lineup of Hyderabad, this hard-hitting, live by the sword, die by the sword batting lineup has perhaps underperformed for the second time this week in playoffs week because they're 175 for 9. They were all out against the Knight Riders a few days ago in Ahmedabad. Today they're 9 down against Rajasthan. And Heinrich Klaasen was the star of that, got to his half century, would have obviously liked to go on. But couldn't. Rahul Tripathi was, he was really live by the sword, die by the kamikaze pilot stuff from him today. 37 or 15 for him. And I guess the question to both of you is that have they actually underperformed or have we just expected too much from them? This is a pressure game. It's Chennai. Is this good enough?
Set your sights a little bit lower in a knockout situation. I think if they're still pushing for those 240s, 250s, I don't think that's what you need in these games. I think 195 to 200 is enough in these types of games. So you can sometimes go a little bit too hard and your expectations might be a little bit high, but you don't also want to temper what has been successful for you. So, that'll be the conversation. They've got a total on the board. It looks like it's below par to us. It doesn't look like there's too much due, no turn. So it does look like it's below par, certainly from that point of view.
3 wickets in the power play for them today, right? They were just going hammer and tongs right from the beginning. So they've got 68 runs. They've got 99 at the end of 10 overs. But 4 wickets down. So you may have got the runs, but you've got your back to the wall in the back.
Absolutely. I think that's it. They lost too many wickets up front and, at crucial times, they lost them in bunches, Markram got dismissed immediately after and then similarly for Abdul Samad first ball. So you lose wickets in bunches, it's going to just stymie you because whoever's staying has to take 2-3 overs to settle. The other thing is they finished badly. 12 in the last 2, 43 of the last 5. And nowadays, in the last 5, anything below 60, 70, they say even if you're back to the wall, you get 50, 55 in the last 5. So I think 12 in the last 2, and yes, they bowled beautifully. I thought Avesh Khan bowled beautifully, but
Sandeep
still, Sandeep, but it's still a total below par, given the fact that this surface did not suit the spinners at all. So there were 2 top spinners, you got nothing out of the ground.
Yeah, it looked like a very decent batting wicket.
Yeah. That's what I thought. And look through the scorecard. I mean, the 2 best bowlers, Sandeep and Avesh, were absolutely superb as far as run rate's concerned. They were brilliant. But I didn't see a ball turn. I didn't see one sort of rag off the straight like we sometimes see at Chennai. So it just sort of slid onto the bat nicely for the most part. But you got 2 very clever operators in Chahal and Ashwin and wickets up front. You look at Trent Boult's 3 for 45 and you say a little bit expensive, but you take 3 for 45 all day, every day over none for 31.
Yeah.
Or none for 28.
Yeah.
Because he's knocked off 3 key wickets. I think you got Abhishek, you got Markram, and who did get Tripathi?
There you go, Tripathi, yes.
Yeah.
Tripathi, Markram and Abhishek. So 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So you're picking up key wickets, and so you take that all day, every day. It's been a very good bowling performance.
Yeah.
And again, just 5 bowlers.
That's right, just 5 bowlers. They've been using this. So here's the thing. There was Hyderabad who have used the same template that they've been using for the entire tournament. And Rajasthan used the same template that they've been using for the tournament. But today you have to say perhaps the Rajasthan bowlers came up trumps. But again, with the Hyderabad batting approach, you saw the way Markram was batting. Markram today didn't show the kind of impetuousness that he showed a few days back.
Klaasen.
Klaasen didn't show that impetuousness the way he showed a few days back. Today, batting, with a little more awareness, perhaps.
No, I think he batted beautifully, and the way we were just marveling at the kind of shots he hits because, you see Chahal bowling and Chahal can't do anything because it's a good ball. Because Markram is so strong on the back foot and can loft it from there, he can wait for the ball to do whatever, wait for it, hit it. And Chahal is just looking and saying, what can I do?
Yeah.
And that's the truth, that he's capable of doing things like that. So he played within himself. I think he played beautifully. And I think the 6s he hit were absolutely all of spinners, all just either straight over mid-off or mid-on, just lofted, and he's just superb at that kind of cricket. The point is, the rest of them didn't give him anything at all. And because wickets were falling around him, he could not attack. Because the last time, if you remember, wickets falling around him, he tried to attack, got out. So this time he's telling himself, no, I'm not going to attack. I'm going to just pick and choose my deliveries to hit.
Yeah.
And that meant that he also couldn't go at the pace that he might have wanted to.
The Rahul Tripathi innings was very interesting because he's done the same. So it looks like he's been given that job, like you are my kamikaze pilot, right? So you're going to go and do what you do. He's got the runs today, 250 strike rate, 37 is not a bad knock. But I mean, you think that he was close to getting out of half a dozen times in that.
I think for Rahul Tripathi, and for me, his role is inside the power play only. If they lose an early wicket, he's got to come out and just really keep going, because if he comes out after the sixth over, he doesn't tend to start well against spin, and I don't think he starts well when the fielders are out. I don't think he has that real brute force and that power. So for me, he is a power play only player, and once he's through the power play, you might as well just keep swinging, because that's the job he has to do. So his job is when they lose an early wicket, which they did again tonight. So I thought if that's his role, that's the way he's been told to play. He played it beautifully. You strike it over 250 in a game that goes only at, 130?
Yeah.
140, sorry. I think you've well and truly done your job.
Yeah, he really was. And today, also, even though there was no turn on the ball, Chahal, the ball that they were using, belonged to Chahal. I think he'd got it from his house because they kept finding him, kept looking for him. He's like, where's Chahal? He's on short third. Well, I'll give you a few. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. He took 3 catches today.
He's a tiger in the field. Yeah. And everyone was giving it to him, Rahul Tripathi gave it to him, first tried to ramp, Travis Head gave it, all of them literally found him and straight down his throat, But it's interesting, the field placing and the way that they were taking pace off, the slow bouncers, so they were just not allowing them to ramp. They knew it was a kind of pitch where you could get ramped, so when they had pace on the ball, they got ramped.
Yeah.
The moment they took pace of the ball, and that's why it's so interesting. Boult bowled well. But it's really, you look at it, it's a masterclass from the other two to finish it off.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing about this team. This Rajasthan team, best thing is, Boult gives you wickets up front, doesn't need to worry about bowling at the death. Yeah. These two do a superb job with their variations of bowling at the death.
And he foxed them. Sandeep really foxed them in the end. When you look at that, look at those figures. He's bowled. Look at where he's bowled. He's bowled 4 overs for 25 and got 2. So that's a runner ball just over. Avesh Khan's bowled is 4 for 27. The two of them with their, again, change of pace. And Sandeep's a master. And I think the ball, we must talk about the ball he got Klaasen out with. That's a vending machine Yorker.
It's a sort of, I don't know whether it's on pace or off pace anymore for Sandeep at 123.
I'm
just not really.
Is that his faster delivery?
That might be the quick one nowadays.
But he's got a 105 off pace.
Yeah, but with all due respect, he is a genuine master at his craft, and he's worked away. He's got slightly round arm action, so when he does take pace off, it really dips, or he can get those sliders going. He's got a couple of very good slower balls. The knuckleball works well for him, and because he delivers it slightly lower, batters do find it difficult to get underneath him. And people say, that was a genuine Yorker at 123 kilometres. It deceived one of the better batters in the game. One of the better batters in the game at the moment. So it doesn't have to be out and out 145, 150 Ks, it shows. But they were both brilliant. I mean, Avesh has been really good. He's had a good time of it for the most part. Might have had a couple of off days, but for the most part this season, he's been very, very good for them, I think.
That trade has really worked in their favour.
Yeah, worked well.
Lucknow's looking at that and going, why did we trade him out? We shouldn't have done that, but you did, and that's what it is. Now, of course, it's up to the Rajasthan batters to get 275 and get to the final, which will also be played in Chennai day after tomorrow against the Knight Riders. Do you think Hyderabad can stop them?
I think it's 70-30, you'd have to say. It's Rajasthan Gibbs. 70-30, you would have been closer had the pitch done a little bit more, but this pitch is doing nothing. I mean, people are getting it because, Boult is just a genius in the first few overs, got 3 wickets again, had 3 overs for 6 and 1 wicket in the last time. But there's nothing in the pitch that's doing anything for the batters, for the bowlers.
You think that Pat Cummins is going to do what you do as a batter, you come up the order, Pat Cummins bowl up the order?
He probably will have to, but I think he's one of the keys, Boovy's yellow. Boovy up front with a little bit of movement.
Yeah.
That would be one of the keys for me. If he can knock a couple over inside that power play, depending on who they start with. But think about Pat Cummins' pace off into the surface. We talked about what's been working.
Yeah.
And it was pace off into the pitch that worked really well. Natarajan to do the same sort of thing. Pace off into the surface. But Bhuvi up front, couple of wickets, put them under some pressure, and you've got three. Even I put Nudcut into that category as well. He's very good at that pace off into the pitch. So they've got three genuine bowlers who can do that job through the middle. But I think if Rajasthan get away to a start, then it will make the chase a lot easier. So Bhuvi needs to strike at least two up front.
So what? First over wickets, I think it's Trent Boult in the history of the tournament, 29.
Yeah.
But who's second? Bhuvi with 27.
Yeah. Ooh, wow.
So you're talking about two of the finest opening bowling exponents in this tournament, in the history of this tournament, up against each other. So really, and Pat is to tell him, Trent's done it in the other end, your turn.
If there's even a little bit of swing, that Bhuvi will squeeze that lemon dry. Can he get a couple of wickets up front? There's, of course, an inexperienced Tom.
TKC, Tom Kohler-Cadmore.
Thank you. It's very tricky for me.
Just go TKC.
TKC.
Yeah, just TKC to his mates.
Okay.
That's what I always say. TKC.
Okay.
Good lad.
And then Yashasvi is YBJ, I think. That's right. That's his full name.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. So TKC and YBJ are going to be there up front. You know that things have gone right for Rajasthan. You'd have to say things have gone right for them in the first half, and I'm sure that they'll be, on the ball with the second half as well. And you know that the captain will know today that if I am there, I can shepherd this chase. You're not going to see an impetuous shot from him like you did last game.
Yeah. SS will play what he has to, but it's up to BK in the first overs and what PC does after that.
Nice.
Since we are there.
Okay, it's time for us, TG, to go. But before that, our SGs, score guesses. What's the point if I'm going to explain everything?
Exactly.
Just taking more time.
No point. Can't believe I missed on the first one. 8 runs they did off the last time.
yeah.
8 runs. They were useless. Anyway, I'm going to go first. And I'm going to say 57.
No, I was going to go.
You want something?
Yeah, I was going to go 58, but I won't. I'll go higher. I'll go 64.
Ooh. You're going high. I'm going 51.
51.
51.
Space? No, I'll go 49. I'll go 49.
Okay, 49, 57, 64.
57,
64.
64. Should I also give him some more space? I'll give him some more space.
66.
I'll go to 65 then.
Oh.
Just a little more. Even though he came and parked his car right next to mine in the first one. Almost got it.
I was on the right track though.
You were on the right
lower
track?
was the right track.
But you know
and
what?
I asked Joy, I said, do you want to go low or high?
he did.
And he chose the high.
Can I tell you what happened?
Come on then.
Though, you parked your car right next to mine. If you had been kinder and gone a little further, you would have got it.
I wouldn't have got my door banged.
That's right. You'd have had it. You'd have had it. See, this is what happens. I call it K for karma, my friends. All right, time for us to go. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. So do join us then. 176 for the Royals to play the final. And of course, if Hyderabad can defend it, they get to do a repeat of the first qualifier from Tuesday. Ooh, this is not as easy as you think it's going to be. This is a pressure game, so it's going to be fun. That's all we have for you right now on Cricbuzz Live. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad को 50 एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें